The Israelites were enslaved by the Egyptians. The Pharaoh was the king of Egypt, and he was furious. He now made a new law that was terrible. He told everyone in Egypt that if they saw a baby boy among the Israelites, they were to take the baby boy and throw him into the Nile River so that he would die. Of all the times to have a baby boy, this was probably the worst. But this is what Jochebed and her husband Amram gave birth to their third child. He was a boy, and his name was Moses. Amram and Jochebed loved Moses. His big sister Miriam and big brother Aaron loved Moses too. They did not want anyone to take him and kill him. For 3 months, they hid baby Moses, so no one knew that they had a baby boy. But babies cannot be hidden in a house for long. A baby cries and crawls, and soon the neighbors would know he was there. So Jochebed had her own plan to protect Moses. She made a basket out of papyrus. Then she covered the basket with thick tar so that it would be waterproof. She was making a basket that could float. Jochebed put the baby in the basket at the edge of the river. Moses' big sister Miriam stayed nearby. Maybe no one would find the baby hidden in the bushes, but someone did find Moses. Of all the people who might have found him, it was the own Pharaoh's daughter. Her handmaiden brought the baby to her. Little Moses was crying and she felt sorry for him. She knew the baby was an Israelite, but even though her father had commanded everyone in Egypt to throw Israelite babies into the Nile River, she wanted to keep him. Moses' big sister Miriam was watching as all of this happened. Bravely, Miriam approached the princess and said that someone would need to take care of the baby since he was so tiny. Miriam asked if the princess would like her to go and find an Israelite woman to be like a nurse to the baby. Pharaoh's daughter thought that this was a good idea. The princess said she would like to pay a woman to do all of that work. When the baby got older, he could come and live in the palace with her. So who do you think Miriam brought back to the princess? You guessed it. It was their very own mother. God helped Moses' family take care of him and protect him. Moses stayed in their house with them until he was big enough to live in the palace with the princess. Even though Pharaoh had all kinds of plans to hurt God's people, God knew that someday Moses would be a great leader of his people. Even though there was danger everywhere else, Moses grew up safely in the very palace where the Pharaoh lived.
Today's memory verse comes from Exodus chapter 2, verse 10. When the child grew older, she brought him to Pharaoh's daughter, and he became her son. She named him Moses, because she said, "I drew him out of the water."